And we're live. Good evening, everyone. It is Friday, December 16th. The time is just after 8 p.m. and I don't know what the heck the temperature is outside. Why don't we take a peek? It is currently 1 degree and cloudy right now, and it looks like we have a low of 0 degrees. And I see some people in the chat already. CPAN, TTC Explorer, RebView, CEO Extraordinaire Vivian Johnson is here. Jeanette Morales. Hello, Jeanette. Eddie Clark, Novell Cost, Jenny K, Tom Bikes. And if I scroll up, I see Gertej, Naughty Brown, Marie Palmer, Paula Barton, Steph Curry, Harjot, Cody Shaw, and a number of others. So welcome. And Jennifer Gala, of course, Action BJ. Welcome to another Friday night, or Friday Night Live from home. I last did this, I think, 2 weeks ago. Last Friday, what did I do? What did I do last Friday? Oh, I was in the Junction. I did an earlier live stream in the Junction, simultaneously with a World Cup game. And I think that kind of distracted things. Unique designs here. Michelle number 1. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get today kicked off with my first, or let's get the weekend rather kicked off with my first adult beverage. This is a Collective Arts Stranger Than Fiction 5.5% porter. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by them. I don't even think that's legal. I bought this myself. It's a 5.5%, 1 part craft beer, 1 part canvas. Collective Arts is a fusion of creativity, featuring the talents of emerging artists through our global call for art. Submit your art using the QR code below. Should I submit some of my art? Maybe it'll end up on a can. Maybe that would be insulting to the actual artists out there submitting their work. Yeah, let's not do that. It seems kind of insulting, but cheers, everyone. Speaking of which, my favorite bar in Toronto is closing next week. It is succumbing to condos. So, so long, Betty's on King West. Or King East. I didn't want to say anything, but the last time I went there, it was as good as it always is in every way, except the food was pretty bad for Betty's. Normally the food there is decent. I wouldn't call it above average or anything, but it's usually decent, and it was pretty bad. So they've probably let their kitchen slide a little bit and their standards go, knowing full well that it's closing for good next week. So rip Betty's, but they do have Betty's East in Leslieville. So I guess I'll be venturing out east and going to their other location. No, the snow did not stick around. Review says a 5.5% porter sounds a little weak. Yeah, but it actually tastes pretty good, so I'm good with it. So if you're new to the stream, or it's been a while, I normally stream outside, either on foot or on the e-bike, sometimes on the scooter. Probably won't do the scooter again this winter. But for these home hangouts, we keep it casual. Feel free to pretty much ask anything and anything. It's up to me to answer it or not and chat amongst yourselves. We take things casually and kind of easy. Think of it as a Q&A if you want. Chatty Cathy says the only Betty's you know is around Parliament Street. That would be it. Originally known as the Betty Ford Clinic, and sadly they are leaving. So what's in store for this stream? What do I have planned? All videos are recorded today, but there's a bit of a technical problem, as you're about to see. What happened was I recorded a walk, actually, for this weekend. It'll probably be Sunday morning's video. So I decided to get off at King Station and record my walk to the starting point of that, and then I recorded a walk after. But I noticed on my camera I'll just show you. When I film, I use these things, these DJI Pockets. And during this first video I'm going to show you, on this tiny little screen that I used to preview my walk, things were looking a bit cloudy. And I was like, is it foggy today? It doesn't look foggy today. And Dummy finally decided to take a look at the lens, and there was like a white cloud right on the lens. I'll show you what I mean. Where is it? I got a picture of it. See that white dot right in the middle of the lens? Yeah, that's not supposed to be there. So that is what is clouding up the picture. Mike Landry, hello, Johnny. I had the Popeyes chicken sandwich original. It was good. Congratulations on getting an East Coast Popeyes, Mike Landry. I had heard about that. That's very exciting for you. And thank you very much for the $5, Mike. All the way from the East Coast. Hopefully you'll be back. What will you have from Popeyes the next time you go? Anywho, thanks for the support, Mike. So what I did was I tried to like...
Hello, Johnny. I had the Popeyes chicken sandwich originally. It was good.
I like the way that thing reads, Popeyes. So I tried to wipe off that white thing with my hand and it wouldn't come off. So I had to like breathe on it like that. And after a while, I finally got that stupid white mark off. But as soon as I started filming again, it like reappeared. So I don't know. Fortunately, I have multiple of these cameras. This is the bad camera. I'm going to have to keep an eye on it to see if that stupid white dot reappears, because that's going to be really annoying, especially if I'm recording on like the e-bike with it and I can't see. Long story short, the first video we're watching is with that white dot in front of us. That's why it appears a bit cloudier than normal. I fixed it. I recorded the rest of it with this video, so not the whole thing is like that, but let's get rolling here. And just before I do that, 200 Japanese yen, arigato. Thank you very much for the 200 Japanese yen. Boardwalk Brad says, have you checked Reddit to see if anyone else has run into the problem? I did search for it, actually, and nobody has. My guess is there's like a special coating they put on the lens. Either that coating is no good anymore, or maybe there's like moisture buildup, and because it's colder, I don't know. I'm gonna see. If the problem didn't go away, I'm gonna have to buy another one of these cameras because I need to have 2 of them. So yeah, long story short, but that might be it, Patrick. I'm just gonna see if it reappears. But anyways, this first video here, I'll shrink myself down a little bit. We're just going to play these in the background during the stream. Maybe if these run out and or when these come to an end and there's still some time left to hang out, we'll do comments or something. I don't know. This is on line 1 going southbound. I'm arriving at, here, I'll turn the music off. I'm arriving at King Station. And one thing, yeah, Marcia says you're going with moisture. One thing I did was I sharpened the video just a little bit in DaVinci Resolve, and it made it seem a little bit better. It's not the best thing to do, but it definitely made it seem a little bit better. William says, how am I feeling today? I'm good. Anthony says, Johnny, my man, what's up? Just finished the end of semester. You're pooped out. Let's watch some videos. Yes. Let's kick off the Friday night with some videos. Chatty Cathy says the visual looks fine and light. Yeah, it's not till I go outside where I think the cold air hits it that the lens fogged up. I don't know what's up with that. We'll see. Shivbalin says, what's your feelings about no definite date for the opening of the Eglinton Crosstown LRT as it goes through Strides Land? Corruption, incompetence. You can see it's already starting to cloud up a little bit. It's nonsense. And the fact that earlier this year they said it was on pace to open by the end of this year, and they had that stance up until a few months ago, and now all of a sudden it's delayed indefinitely. Like, we always knew Eglinton Station, or we knew for a few years now, wouldn't open with the rest of it. But yeah, there needs to be, I mean, City Hall is pushing for an inquiry, but there's definitely some scratching of each other's backs going on with contractors screwing us over. It's a mess. Jennifer Gallus says, do you need a new camera? I have one good one, and I don't know. This camera, we'll see. I don't know if I'll ever be able to trust it again. I also have several other of the older generation, but the batteries are no good on those. DJI, drop DJI, stick with GoPro. No, we can't film GoPro for videos like this. No, and GoPros are like 1,000 times less reliable. If it's only outside, you would say it's condensation. Yeah, I'm thinking that's it, but hopefully this issue doesn't reappear, especially on humid days. Cortege will be seeing Avatar 2. David Elliott says, what do you think about the TTC violence? Yeah, it's very unfortunate. We've had someone lit on fire. We've had someone like killed with an ice pick. We just had an incident of someone getting punched out the other day. All kinds of stuff happening. And I was assaulted on the TTC. I don't know if assault is the right word, but I was standing on like the part where there's only like a few feet between you and the platform, and there's a wall, and someone came right up into my face saying, I don't like you people, and he threatened to throw me in front of the next train that came by. And I know lots of people that have stories like that. So yeah, I think we definitely need something, probably a more visible enforcement presence just in the stations. I don't know the answer to it, but it's absolutely terrible. It's obviously a systemic problem that goes to underfunding certain programs by a certain provincial government. So it is what it is, I guess. Hopefully we can do something about it. Anthony says that's why I don't even take the TTC, you cycle instead. Yeah, but the roads are so bad as well. I don't know what would be. Probably TTC is actually safer. Maybe, Peter. Yeah, review. Although I'm not narrating this one. I've done that unique designs. The problem with that is it gets too bouncy, especially with a 3-axis gimbal. First Utopia says it's getting unhinged on the TTC. It has become a place where the mental health go because the government medical is... Yeah, apparently there's just almost no supervision anymore of people that are in dire need of supervision. And the TTC, especially in the winter, is a nice warm place for them to hang out. Just yesterday, I got on the train and there was a guy with all his stuff laid out, just full on sleeping in a sleeping bag on the TTC. And it stunk so bad, despite being a crowded train, nobody was near this guy. Exact same thing coming home later that night after the stream. Different guy, same situation, just sprawled up, taking up like a whole car to himself. I don't know. It's not good. I mean, I still feel totally safe taking the TTC. I wouldn't tell someone not to take the TTC, but there's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed. Chatty Cathy says, I see what you're saying with the blurry spot. Yeah, see, I think I'm trying to wipe it here, but it's not very clear. So this is Commerce Court West, and we're heading out to Bay Street. Then I'm going to walk south all the way down to the lake here. Thank you, Zot. Aunt Barb says we don't institutionalize anymore for better or worse. Yeah, I think that word has a negative connotation with it, but if people are in getting the care they need, and if they're not fit to be out in public, then they shouldn't be out in public. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the answers. I can't solve the world's problems sitting here as a backseat driver, but I do know it's going to cost a lot of money, and that's where at least the province would never go for it. Jumbo TV says the one thing that'll change is when Toronto gets embarrassed on the world stage. You know, these incidents that have happened recently would like 10 years ago, especially even 20 years ago, would have really embarrassed us on the international stage. Like that girl who got lit on fire, but there's like a mass shooting every week in the States. There's so much crazy going on. Like that stuff barely makes the papers here, let alone down there. So I don't know. Jumbo TV says, unless you're a developer or a donor to Ford. That, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That is a sad story more and more people are saying these days. As we walk south, sorry again if you're just tuning in, the first part of this video is a bit cloudy. I already showed why, because my camera had this white dot on it I couldn't seem to get rid of. At this point, I wasn't even aware, because the viewfinder's so small. But this is what it would look like on a really foggy day. Let's just say it's really foggy. How's that? Audie says in Scotland that man would have a support worker or community psychiatric nurse, but they can't make them have... Yeah. Humbike says we had Rob Ford, didn't embarrass Toronto. Rob Ford embarrassed Toronto plenty, I believe. That's true, Marcia. I mean, the hotels are a band-aid solution anyways, right? Like, it's understandable that the hotel operators are wanting their properties back. Emo's Music Channel, member for 3 months. Hi, Johnny. Good evening. Hello, Emo's Music Channel. Thanks for your support. Eugenate says, I like guns. Bash Brannigan, I don't think we have those stats. That would be very interesting to see. Chatty Cathy says, if I didn't say anything, you would have thought this was a foggy day. But you would notice as I get close up to objects where the fog wouldn't normally be an issue, they're still kind of cloudy. Well, we're talking about fun topics tonight so far. Do you like Pinot Grigio? Can't Sleep asks. I am useless at wine. If it's white wine, red wine, I don't know. I like rosé. I like chilled wine. I couldn't tell you anything about wine. I saw something when I was in university. They took like sommeliers and wine experts, and they literally colored white wine as red wine as white. So despite the fact that they had the olfactory smells of the wine it was supposed to be, half of the people still misidentified it based on the visual cue. So I don't really know anyone knows what they're even talking about when it comes to wine. That has always sort of doubted that in my mind. Noni says, would it bug you if people call you Jonathan? No, but if they spelled it that way, it would bug me, because that is the incorrect spelling. Micheline's work is on the left. Patrick says Tori is kind of a lame mayor. Oh, that is an understatement. Manless Dweller? Yeah, I have read that. Aaron Hockey says bourbon barrel ales have around 14% like wines do. I know a lot of Canadian whiskey is actually like, it's got a fair bit of like wine and juice mixed in there, right? They're just blends of different shit. That's generally why it's bottom shelf whiskey. That's best in mixers, but that's about my knowledge of whiskey as well. Eugenate is glad you don't drink. Booze has done a number on your family. Sorry to hear that. After this stream, I'm going to do my laundry. And then I think I'm going to take myself somewhere fun. I've got some super strong edibles behind the green screen back there. Emo's Music Channel likes Molson Canadian the best. I have not heard anyone say that in a very long time. And again, sorry about the cloudiness of the picture. This will clear up eventually, I promise. This is a freak thing that happened to this camera. Matt lived several years in the West Country in England, and it totally converted you to cider. Sanjib asking if I can make some comments. We can look at the comments and respond to them. Aaron says, invest in a good Stein, you'll be happy. I've got a good Stein behind me, actually. Naughty Brown says, Harry and Meghan, anyone? What, the Netflix special? No, I have not watched that. Manless Dweller says, when running for mayor, never. I am not fit. I don't think any one person is fit for a job like that, let alone an idiot like me. I'm just reading some of your messages here. Chatty Cathy, that's interesting. Unique Design says not to be political, but do you have any opinions on the potential ban on TikTok in the US? If there's evidence that the privacy is being misappropriated, because TikTok is basically owned by a company that is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. So this isn't the US government blowing a bunch of smoke up everyone's asses. Like, there's actually a legitimate reason to investigate TikTok and to look further into it. When basically an authoritarian government is behind one of our most popular social media apps. So I don't know whether or not the allegations are true regarding them, but it's definitely something that needs to be investigated. And now it's on the radar of the Canadian government, which is cool. So hopefully we can get to the bottom of it. One solution that was proposed last year was or under the Trump administration, was selling it off to an American company. I think Microsoft wanted to buy it. Oracle at one point was rumored to buy it, but I don't know what's going on. Peter says, good call. I enjoyed the Molson Canadian too. Anthony says, Harry, Ken Continuum, and Megan. Oh, that Ken and Megan. Oh, another Ken and Megan. YouTube play buttons are those who reach 100K. Yeah, I am nowhere near a YouTube play button. I am like a full year off of a YouTube play button. I got more subs in 2020 than I did. Sorry, I got more subs in 2021 than I did in 2022 so far. We need to investigate why Vine died. Wasn't that where like the Paul brothers got their start? There's a lot of garbage content on TikTok, and a lot of that has found its way to YouTube Shorts and Insta Reels as well. Edibles, 10 milligrams at $10 is too much. Dave Elliott says, yeah, you can get, if you go gray market, you can get way better deals online. Just saying. Hey, Johnny, can you go to Royal York? I'm thinking about going out that way. Oh, thank you, Naughty Brown. Jennifer Gallo read the new Bill C-11 blog. From what you understood, the Senate has amended a lot of things and YouTube creators are safe, so this is good news. I have not heard that, Jennifer Gala. They've repeatedly said that, but the actual wording in Bill C-11 is absolutely terrifying to any Canadian content creator, or any Canadian period. So I will have to look up on if there's been any amendments to it. You might get more subscribers if you're lucky if you live stream on New Year's Eve. Oh, that was my biggest live stream ever last New Year's Eve, and I'm thinking I'll probably do that this year. They're doing two fireworks displays down at the waterfront this year, not doing the City Hall thing. Mary Chapman's father was buried with a pack of De Mauriers and a sixer of Labatt's. Interesting. Am I going to do more collabs in 2023? Yep. How many feet is it to the nearest telephone? I have no idea. We can't buy edibles here. How long did they take to kick in? Anywhere from, like, for me, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half. Depends on what it is I took, and probably what else I'm on, what I ate, what I'm drinking. Man, this is like when it was at its peak foggiest. I think I stopped it at some point soon, and I tried to wipe off the lens. Bring back Vine. YouTube Shorts are mind-numbingly stupid. How did you come up with the Toronto walks idea? I didn't come up with that. Before me, Ken was doing them with his pre-gimbal shaky style, and my walk around was doing them, and Trontopia was doing the odd video. So I watched Action Kids, so I kind of followed their lead, I guess, and took it way too seriously. Do you golf? I used to. Jeanette Morales for a premium beverage of your choice. Wink. Well, that's what we're having, Jeanette, but that $9 will get me more than one of these. These are like 3 something, I think $3.50. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Hope you're doing well in Houston. What is the video for tomorrow morning? Sanjib asks. I don't know. I've got 2 up. I haven't picked which one tomorrow will be. Do you get brownies or cookies? I tend to get gummies, actually. Hi, Johnny and everyone. This is the best time to watch from Japan. Cold season started. Take care. Thank you, Rena. Stay warm in Japan. I hope to get out there and visit next year. When I went to Thailand this year, that was supposed to be a Japan trip. Action Kid is back in New York City. Yes, I've been chatting with him throughout the day. He had a delay on his flight, and then he messaged me saying it was the first time he was ever on a plane that was getting de-iced from Montreal. So that's kind of cool that he got to experience that. That's very common here if you ever fly out in the winter. You think you're taking off, and then the plane just goes to some other part of the airport, and you spend 20 minutes watching people like spray the wings with some coolant, or not coolant, but some substance to de-ice them. Action Kid is sick as a dog. Probably Who's Jaw. Were the videos you did in Korea like the ones you do now? I only did a few videos in Korea, and they were not of the narrated kind. Can you get stoned on legal edibles? Asks Mary. Yeah, if you can just take more of them, but the 10 milligram limit is a bit on the low side. Trip to Montreal sometime. I'll probably go back. Unique says, why didn't you go to Japan? They had restrictions in place still. They hadn't fully lifted them when it came time to buy the tickets, and I didn't want to... Well, I couldn't if I wanted to, but I didn't really want to deal with that. I have not Emo's music channel. Have I tried wheelchair edibles yet? No, I haven't. Vape hits you harder for weed than edibles. I think the same. What really hits me actually are the drinks. Those hit me faster. Cody Shaw is going to Korea on January 18th. I'm trying my best. I don't normally do this, but I'm trying to like read every comment that rolls in. It's a lot. Johnny, I think soon you will have your YouTube silver play button. I think we're on pace for about a year from now. It looks like we're close, but not really. Good news, you can now buy 48 edible beverages from the OCS and storefront shops. The OCS online is actually pretty cool. And their delivery window seems to be later in the day. Like a guy came here at like 8 p.m. The only thing I didn't like was he called me and was like, dude, I'm in front of your building. Can you come down and get it? Which is the sign of a shitty delivery person, but it was weed. It wasn't a pizza. So I went down and got it. Just reading through some of your messages. Thank you, JR. Thank you, Alejandro. Chatty Cathy misses the government and the warehouse. Those would have been on Queen East. Yeah, huge entertainment complex. There often had multiple things going on the same night. Big clubs, sometimes big bands would be there. Well-known DJs. There was also the Docks, which is now going by a different name just south of there on Cherry Street. Hello, Laura. Hello, friend. Greetings from Mexico. You love our city. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we are not walking through fog. It was actually very clear out. My camera is just making it look like it was foggy. But I'm heading west on the south side of Queens Quay. That is correct, Vanis Dweller. It's just a drink with THC in it, or CBD, or both. The government was across from Sugar Beach. The warehouse was beside it. Yeah, they are all in the same... And I think they went by a few different names, too, over the years. No, this is not Lakeshore Boulevard. This is Queens Quay. Lakeshore is just north of here. What's the biggest public event that I managed to catch on video? Biggest public event? I don't know. New Year's last year was insane. Maybe the Pride Parade, I would think. Probably. Maybe that Ukraine March for Ukraine that happened earlier this year. Yeah, I've read that too, Jim Martin. Would you ever do a live stream at Jane and Finch? Not trolling, just the less appealing places. I've done them all over Scarborough. Not regularly, but I have. I don't know about Jane and Finch. I don't think... Maybe I would just like walk along Finch and show the progress of the LRT up there, but I probably wouldn't like stream down Driftwood or anything like that. Have you bought a new umbrella? Not yet. Not yet. JR hitchhiked to Winnipeg in 1974. That's neat. Ye old belligerent Luddite. Enjoy your new Acer computer. FM 303, you're welcome. Fernando says don't stream down Driftwood. I just said I wasn't going to stream Driftwood. Maybe on the e-bike I would do that. Maybe. Would you stream near Kipling and Finch? Now we're going way out there. I don't know. Like, would I go out to Rexdale? I don't know. I haven't even done videos from up there. I don't think Ken has either, or any of the other Toronto YouTubers. I remember you did Jane Finch this. Yeah, I did. I've done Jane and Finch a few times, but I haven't live streamed from there. What are you getting yourself for Christmas? That's a good question. I don't know yet. Possibly a new camera? Possibly. Any plans for Christmas? I'm going up to Niagara Falls. Any battery troubles with your e-bikes? Asked JR. No, I'm down to 2 e-bikes right now. From 5. I've had 5. I only have 2, but I'm getting a third one pretty soon. But no. I always store my batteries indoors at like 50% charge. So I've never had any problems with them. Can you film a video inside Pacific Mall? Action Kid did, and I think he had to get permission from security to do that. So I'm not sure if I'll do that. Aaron says on that sleep video at 7:40, that lady's umbrella got messed up. Lacey says, Johnny, do you do in-person meetups? Lol, my friend loves your vids. I haven't really been doing that, not since the pandemic. Some people have came and said hi to me. Maybe if someone wants to have a get-together, we could do that and maybe bring Ken along too. Marcia, that probably is the case. Have you biked along Eglinton West Trail out to Centennial Park in Etobicoke? I have, but just not on this channel. I biked part of that trail on this channel on a live stream, but I've done that. I went out to the airport once on my single speed and I went along that trail. But that was before I even had this channel. But there's an idea to go back and do that. Thoughts on the Detroit Lions? Goff Sinking, 1, 2, 3. is starting to really chuck it up there, and he's got some good weapons. I'm really hoping DJ Jerk pulls in a few touchdowns on the weekend because I'm going to have to start him on my fantasy. Lions coming up. They're looking good. They're an exciting offensive team. Chatty Cathy says, now we're down by Harborfront. Yes, and look at that. I wiped off the camera. So this is that brief period where the camera is actually kind of clear. Notice how much better it looks than what it was a few minutes ago. Yeah, I go down past the waterfront, then I walk over to HTO Park West, and then I start recording the next video, which is probably going to be on the channel for Sunday, which is already edited and uploaded with a thumbnail in place, by the way. Could you explain what goes in your Stumbles channel? Anything that's not a walking video lately, not a whole lot. I need to get around to doing another cooking video or something crazy with it. But every Sunday night I do a stream like this, kind of. Except instead of alcohol, I prefer to get into the edibles on that one. Maybe this Sunday we'll do that. Chris Mills says, evening, Johnny. Hope all is well. Good evening, Chris Mills. Fernando says it was nice out today. It felt very mild, and it was nice when the sun came out. We were supposed to get hit with like a massive winter storm last night that was supposed to roll into this morning. And it ended up being like 40 minutes of an actual like snowstorm, which I got on my live stream last night at the end of it. And then it was just like light rain, light snow, flurries, and that was it. That's all we got. And this morning, the forecast changed from light snow all morning and afternoon to just some rain, and then we didn't even get rain. So much for this big snowstorm that we were supposed to get over the last 2 days. That was a real dud. I was looking forward to getting out and making all kinds of like snowstorm videos because those tend to perform well and they're fun to make. And you get a pretty good exercise out there, but it was not meant to be. It was not meant to be. Tomorrow morning's video, I think, will be a freezing rain video that I was hoping to be a snowstorm. You were in the worst of the short storm. I was, which was neat. I'm glad I recorded it. I'm glad I was out there. But as soon as I put the camera away and I started eating, I was like, I'm here at Pape and Danforth. I know I just did Greektown, but since I'm here and it's snowing so heavy, let's do maybe a Greektown snowstorm video. And then there was no more snow. It was just like very light flakes. So I just gave up on that idea and went home. How's Toronto for the holidays pre-Christmas? Are they planning something brand new? Mauricio, there's the Christmas market. There's the holiday fair in the square at Nathan Phillips Square. There's a fair bit going on. It's not super Christmassy. There's a skating rink at the Bentway opening pretty soon. Stuff like that. Kingston got it so hard to clean you almost died. Vivian Johnson sent me a picture, and she had a wonderful amount of snow, if that's the right adjective to use, in her neck of the woods. Generally, how many hours of sleep you get a night? I generally go to bed at like 1 or 2. I wake up at like 8:45. Yeah, that's the Kahama, an old ship. I point the camera at the pricing for it in a second. I get up at like 8:45. I pull out my laptop, or I come over to my desktop and I watch the my morning premiere. Then often I go back to bed till like noon. So I get about 6 hours of sleep plus 2-3 hours of like napping where I'm not really asleep, but I'm lying in bed doing nothing all morning. And it's pretty much like that 7 days a week. You get in bed at 11 and you fall asleep around 3. Does Toronto have a giant fish tank in a hotel like in Berlin? Like the one that burst open and sent 1,500 fishes to their death? Yes. Fishes is a word. You don't have to say fish. You can say fishes. Fishes is a plural of fish. If you're talking about different kinds of fish, if they're all of the same species, then you would say fish. But if they're of different species, you would say fishes. I think that's right. Don't fact check me on that. And there's a look back towards the South Core. Lacey says, yeah, I had a well-deserved Euro last night. I don't know if it was a Euro, but I had something from there that was pretty good. It was I think they just called it a wrap on the menu. I don't know the difference between like a Euro or a shawarma or a doner. It's all kind of the same thing to me. It's all good. Sanjib says, today there was a snowstorm in Montreal. Naughty says, my routine is the same as hers. What would you say are your favorite and least favorite things about Toronto? Least favorite, poor design, car centrism. We don't have enough pedestrian streets. We don't have enough protected bike lanes. We haven't built out our transit enough. We don't have good design that encourages safe driving and just everyone to be safe. And for whatever idiotic reason, our politicians refuse to address that. Favorite thing about Toronto, it's awesome despite that. Like just the neighborhoods, the food. We've got the best international food on planet Earth by far. Don't ever let anyone tell you we don't. Like it's pretty awesome for a lot of things, but it also has massive infrastructure issues that sadly aren't getting addressed. Chatty Cathy says meese and moose are both acceptable. I did not know that meese was acceptable. Loaves and fishes in case you want to feed a crowd. Patrick says it's getting better slowly. It gets better for good on the next video after this because I used a different camera. During our long lockdown, you used to get high and watch your vids, totally feel like you're walking with you. Thank you, Marcia. Your favorite thing about Toronto, Kensington Market? That's definitely a must-see neighborhood for sure. Mises is also acceptable. Marcus says the best NBA team. I don't know. Why is that bridge disconnected? It's been disconnected for like 2.5 years. I have no idea, but you used to be able to walk across it. It's kind of like a drawbridge where they can move it to get bigger ships underneath. But yeah, you have not been able to walk across it for like a few years now. I don't know what's up with that. If you do know, fill us in the chat or the comments. Johnny, did you think you would end up entertaining hundreds of people with your thoughts? No. I don't know if entertaining is the right word, but I'm glad you're here with me. Harjot says, how's your new e-bike doing? It's doing good. You've seen it every time I've taken it out. I'll probably go do a video on it again within the next few days, maybe Monday. And we are getting to Queen's Quay. The white dot is still there in front of my lens. It's just better now since the last time I washed it off. Tell us about your previous life before streaming. I have bored everyone to tears with stories about my prior life being an office dweller. So someone asked earlier if I will probably go back or if I would ever go back to a 9-to-5. I don't think so. I don't think I would ever go back to that. I don't know what I would do, but I would not do that. Hey Johnny, I have a question. Why is Toronto English and why in Montreal French and English? Asks Sanjib. We were basically a British colony and they were a French colony. Just Although I think Old Montreal is actually British architecture. Oh, Patrick said the transit bike pedestrian areas are getting better, but the camera too. Were you born in Toronto? I was born in Brampton. Almost Toronto, but not quite. Jumbo TV would rather move to Indonesia and then go back to it. Yeah, I would go to Thailand. If, like, I could. I could honestly get by on, like, a tenth of what I make now in Thailand. So if I went there and I brought, like, a tenth of my audience with me, I think I could still get by. It wouldn't be a very luxurious life, but I would almost prefer that to going back to banging my head against the wall every day. Coming back from lunch, seeing that red light on your phone, knowing there's a voicemail there, seeing that email marked urgent, please read now. Like, oh, that life was just not for me. Looking back, what would you do differently in your videos, Johnny? I don't know, Unique. Maybe start narrating earlier. Chatty Cathy says, what area did you grow up in? Mississauga, actually. Mostly in, like, Port Credit. Now the camera's getting worse again. If you got a dog, what type would you get? It would have to be able to keep up with you. Because I live in a small apartment, it would be like a small to medium-sized dog. Maybe, I don't know, maybe, like, something you don't see a lot anymore. When I was growing up, you would always see, like, Cocker Spaniels, and you don't see those very much anymore. And I had one when I was a kid, so I'd probably get a Cocker Spaniel. I don't know. Is there something wrong with that breed I don't know about? Jeanette says you can live well in Southeast Asia. Yes, you can. Is there a market for Thailand strides? I don't know, Noni, but it would only have to be about 10-15% of what I do now, I think. John Amir says I can cook Christmas dinner. You do not want to eat. Watch me make Christmas dinner or eat that. How much is the camera I'm using in this video? The camera that... I'm taking a picture of it right now because there's a problem with the lens. So that's me taking a picture of it.
1, 2, 3.
And that's actually... I was taking this picture of it. I think these are about $500 now. $469 or something like that. But that's the picture I was taking. All right, now I'm going to... After wiping off the lens one more time, we're gonna go to HTO West. Lacey says, so true, the corporate rat race sucks. Oh, sorry to hear that you're not enjoying it. How's Charlie? Charlie is good. Right, you're welcome, Jose. I hope you enjoy your time in Toronto. Do your feet ever hurt? How often do you need to buy new shoes? Although wanted to ask if you've ever walked also across the entire city. I'm sure I have, Arsenal. I've walked across Tokyo, believe it or not. I've walked across Osaka one night, very drunk, the whole damn thing. I don't know about Toronto. I've definitely done like Midtown to the lake countless times, but no, my feet don't get sore. It's just a matter of getting shoes that are comfortable. And I think that we all have things that we can do well. I've always been able to just walk forever and not feel aches or pains or soreness. So naturally, I kind of gravitated to liking exploring cities by foot. I've definitely been on vacations with people where they're like, dude, we need to stop walking. And I'm like, okay. Like, that's just like, there's a lot of things I can't do well, and there's a lot of things I suck at, but walking is just something I think I could do all day if I had to. Luminous says, what got you into making videos? Have you explored the city? Mostly watching Action Kid when I was working from home. I thought I could do that kind of thing. What C-Day? I don't know what C-Day is. Bonnie says, Johnny, your drunk times are many. They are. Hey, Johnny, when are you going to Brampton and Hamilton? Don't know. Looks like GTA 4 without the music. So, oh, this is HTO Park East right now. I then head over to the west part. You walk 3.5 miles and it kicked. Well, 3.5 miles is still a pretty good distance, Naughty Brown. Like, I can walk my ass off, but I cannot run long distance without feeling like I'm going to have a heart attack. Definitely more of a sprinting type person than a long distance runner. What have you discovered about the audience demographic? I can just look up stuff in YouTube analytics, so I'm not sure where you're going with that. But I have shared those before on a live stream in terms of the countries people watch from, the gender breakdown, and those sorts of things, age breakdown. Thank you, Clayton. Thoughts about spiked eggnog or no interest? No interest. Eggnog is awful. If eggnog was good, it would be sold year-round. But the fact that they only sell it during Christmas tells you all you need to know about eggnog. It is not a good drink. At least that's my opinion. Chatty has never been over here before. Gertej likes the beach. Jeanette, thank you for your super chat earlier. Good night, Johnny and friends. 4:30 a.m. wake up for you. All right, Jeanette, have a good night. Whatever you're waking up at 4:30 for, I hope it is worth it. That's a damn early ass wake up time. Claudia says, when do you predict you'll hit 100K? I'm going to go with November next year. And then Coin says, eggnog is amazing. Chris Mills says, truly awful. Patrick says, but eggnog is good. If it was good, why wouldn't they sell it year round? Why does it only come out at this time of year? You go to your supermarket in April and try to buy some eggnog. Think about it. Companies sell things to make money. If it was profitable, it would be on those shelves 12 months a year. It's not a charity they're running. They sell them in Christmas because demand spikes up. But there is no demand for eggnog outside of Christmas, which tells you people would rather be drinking something else. I will die on this hill. It is not a good, profitable beverage. Or somebody like Pepsi or Coke or like one of those big companies, probably like a dairy, like Nielsen or something, would be peddling that shit all year round if it was good. So that's my opinion. Eggnog is objectively a bad drink. Fernando says, buy a bunch of eggnog and freeze it for year-round consumption. Chocolate oranges are only around during Christmas? I've never realized that. Just reading some of your messages. Alejandra Carrillo, member for 7 months here in Mexico. Eggnog is for sale all year. There we go. That means it's good in that the people in that market like it. But not in this market. It doesn't stick. They only sell it at Christmas. Or sorry, holidays. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Hello, the Minecraft player. Novell Koss hasn't had eggnog since he was a kid, and you don't recall liking it. Yeah, me too. I don't think I've actually tried it since I was a kid. But no, I absolutely remember not liking it. Yes, Novell Koss, it's the Halifax ferry. Where's Bevy to point that out? I haven't seen her in a while, but every time I would walk by the waterfront, she'd point that out. Horchata is way better than eggnog. I don't even know what horchata is. I know a song where they mention that. Also, turtles. Why are turtles only available during Christmas? Turtles are actually pretty good. Not opposed to turtles. I don't know, Marcia. Is 1080p or 4K better for walking videos for YouTube? How long is the upload? My upload, I'm on fiber. I have a gigabyte up. So upload, I just do 4K 60 everything. Upload takes about 2 or 3 minutes a video for like a 40, 50 gig video. So if for whatever reason you can't do 4K, 1080 is fine, but I would definitely go 60 frames over 30 frames per second if you're doing a walking video. But if you can do 4K, do 4K. Where's your best place to walk? I don't know. I kind of like just strolling Bloor Street west, probably between. I think the most interesting walk is between Christie and Yonge Street, but I do that enough. I'm kind of sick of it by now. Turtles equals Mars bars plus turtle-shaped cookie cutter, says Noni. All right, Unique Designs. Have a good night. Have a good night. I'm about to sit down by the waterfront here, and this is the last of the shitty, cloudy camera we're going to be watching. Bonnie Depp had a chocolatey milk today. Neat. Are you a Bailey's Irish Cream fan? I am when I'm in the office and somebody is smuggling Bailey's into our coffee all day. We had someone like that when I worked at a company called AXA. They were called the bartender. and you'd go over to her desk only during the holidays with your coffee and get it topped up with Bailey's. That was fun. Novell says, is this the final stream of the year? No. It's December 16th. I'll probably stream like a dozen more times this year. I should come to Hong Kong for the walk. Yeah, I haven't been to Hong Kong in a while. But I no longer fly Cathay Pacific, so I don't know if I'll be going back that way. But I'd be curious to see what it's like. Lohit says I'm so close to their building. Vivian Johnson says eggnog is cream and eggs and spices. Very high calories. Good that it is only ready at Christmas. Jenny K is looking for the drive on the QEW. I don't know if I'm going to stream that again. Maybe I'll make a video of it. Maybe I'll just not do that. Cody says, why don't you fly CP? I like Eva Air more. I like, you get better transfers in Taipei. They both, Eva Air and Cathay Pacific, basically run all the same flights from Toronto. Eva, price-wise, they're about the same. I just think Eva's the better airline. So I haven't gone back to Cathay in a while. The 270 Queens Quay is your building. Can't sleep. I don't know. As we look out at the island airport. So the first video is winding to an end. If you had to do driving streams, whenever you do them next time, where would you drive to outside of Toronto other than Niagara Falls? Yeah, I don't know, Anthony, because I rent a car. Whenever I rent a car, it's usually to go see family in Niagara Falls. So that's usually why I'm driving that route. Otherwise, car rentals, unfortunately, are so damn expensive since the pandemic. It's just not viable for me to rent a car and pay $200 a day to like, or whatever they're asking now to make videos. It's not going to be feasible. And I don't even know where I would go. I really don't. Now see, this says go north in the summer. Let alone buy one. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, we saw GPU prices come back down to normal. Hopefully the car market gets less insane. I used to rent cars for $20 a day. I'm not kidding. $20 a day was my corporate rate at Enterprise. And because I used my credit card to cover damages, I wouldn't have to buy insurance or anything. So I'd literally pay like $20 plus gas plus tax. So usually like it would be less than $50 all in for a day. And now it's 4 times that. So it's nuts. Thank you, Marie Palmer. Have a good night. See you in the morning. Have a good night. Have a good night, Marie. Thanks for joining in. And video number 1 has come to an end. So for the second part of the video, I recorded a walk from where that video ended up until where the next video starts. And you're going to be very, very disappointed in me because I was walking through Chinatown looking at all these great restaurants, talking about where I'm going to go for lunch. And where did I go? I got myself a king deal. 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and a half Coke Zero, half cherry Coke, because that is the best drink in the world, from Burger King for $5.99. So that's what I ended up doing. I still get a corporate rate, which gets you rentals for $41 plus tax. Yeah, that would be awesome, Novell costs. I would be all over that. G-Spot says, what year? 20 bones a day. That was like 2 years ago. I worked for a massive global insurance company that had some pretty good perks. Lacey says, hello from Yonge and Eglinton in Toronto, by the way. Hello from Yonge and Eglinton. I am also, well, I'm not right at Yonge and Eglinton, but I could be there in like 4 minutes. 21st Century says value. All right, so let's get part 2 on the road here. So this one is me leaving Burger King. Yes, I went to Burger King. Oh, well. It was $6 for lunch, so shoot me. You walk from Queens Quay to Spadina on Wednesday when you go pick up new comics. It's a 50-minute walk, but very fun. It's a great... Spadina is such an awesome street to walk. Chatty Cathy says Burger King is the only place you can get cherry Coke. That's one of the things that draws me into Burger King. And they gave me a coupon for a Whopper meal for $5.99, so I will be back. I think Burger King's solid. Their fries are clearly their weakest link, but their burgers are pretty solid. I'm not gonna be a hater and diss Burger King. Clayton Crawford says, attention, Johnny Crawford Adjusters. Is that the company you work for? No, it is not, Clayton. Yeah, Noni, they have signs saying customers can only stay for 30 minutes. It was actually pretty clean and didn't smell offensive when I was there. Tony, familiar with that Burger King. BK only 4 Whopper. That's all, folks, says Once Upon a King or Once Upon a City. The Burger King on Danforth is pretty good too. If I come to your house, you make the best homemade burgers. They changed the name. Yep, it's Hungry Jack's in Australia. Is it Hungry Jack's in New Zealand too, or do they not even have it? Bonnie loves Burger King, and yeah, their fries suck. Yeah, their fries are such a weak link because their burgers are good. I like their burgers better than McDonald's. But if I had to choose, I would choose McDonald's because their fries are just so damn good. Naughty Brown likes Burger King fries. Maybe they make them different over in Scotland. Wendy's has a multi-pot machine. Yeah, some Subways have that too. Both Coke and Pepsi have those where you've got you got the machine and you can kind of build your own drink. Those are pretty neat. I usually go for like the vanilla and cherry flavored colas. The best thing at BK is the chili cheese nuggets. Tony says McDonald's fries are good. For fast food, it's hard to deny. They're not really French fries, but they're still the best French fries, if that makes any sense. They're the only French fries I can eat without ketchup. I'll give McDonald's that. I don't need ketchup to eat those. Hello, Arthur Berry. Which is the best pizza in TO? That's a tough question. I'm not qualified. I order pizza from Domino's. I'm not qualified to answer that. Coca-Cola freestyle machines, they're called. I remember the first time I saw those, it was actually a Pepsi machine at a Subway. And I thought it was a pretty cool concept until like certain flavors and things were empty. And I noticed that it always tended to be cherry, which was annoying. What's the longest walk you have done? On this channel, 2 hours. In my life, I think 7 or 8 hours. Once Upon a City, $10 for your next Burger King visit. Thank you, Once Upon a City, for the $10. Very much appreciated for that. For my next BK visit. That's going to more than cover my next BK visit because I got that coupon for $5.99. Also, if you don't have the coupon, $5.99 gets you 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and a drink. Where can you get that anywhere in the city these days with prices out of control the way they are? I'm not peddling fast food, but it's a affordable option. Nothing wrong with Domino's, says Robert. Nope, nothing at all. All right, Claudia, have a good night. Would you ever drink Gatorade? Yes, Gatorade is my anti-hangover drink of choice. Hopefully Toronto will have Pizza Express. Some of their pizza in the UK are good. Never heard of that. Toronto isn't really a city that brags about its pizza. I don't know of any Canadian city that does. I remember, was it Vesuvio's that was pretty good? But I don't eat pizza in restaurants unless it's like a nice Italian restaurant, then I always get the pizza. And
for your next BK visit,
I live alone. I cannot justify ordering a $20, $30 pizza and then paying delivery fee and then pay if you order a good pizza from a good pizza place, you're looking at $40, $50 delivered. Whereas I can get something from Domino's delivered, tax and tip all in for $20 if I use the app, or Little Caesars, which is what I did the other day. So as much as I want to support local business, as much as I want to have a really good artisanal pizza, it just doesn't make sense. I live alone. I buy I can't justify it. And I like Domino's. So there's that as well.
hello from southern Minnesota, buried in snow right now. Snowflake, snowflake.
Low bar 77 999. Hello from southern Minnesota, buried in snow right now. I am envious of you. I was hoping that we would be buried in snow. I was looking forward to getting out yesterday and today and just making snow videos like crazy, but that did not happen. But thank you, Lobar, for the super chat. It's very much appreciated. And Christos misses the big slice on Gerard. I remember going to like Maple Leafs games as a kid with my dad. We would get off at Union Station and we would walk Yonge Street with my brother, and we would stop around Yonge and Dundas. It was pretty seedy back then. This is like the late 80s. There was no Dundas Square. It was just the world's largest jean store. And we'd play arcades for a while. My dad would just be like, give us a 20, unload it on quarters, and we would just play pinball and arcade games. And then we would go to the Big Slice, and then we would go to Maple Leaf Gardens. And yeah, that was a pretty awesome experience. I think the Big Slice opened actually in that era. I think it opened, maybe it even opened in the early 90s. I'm not entirely sure. But I remember going there as a kid. Chuck Diamond, $50. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You'll be off for the next couple of weeks. Have a great time. Where are you off to? Are you going somewhere big and exciting? Just unplugging from the internet? But
Merry Christmas
actually,
and Happy New Year. I'll be offline for the next couple of weeks. Have a great time.
Or don't answer. It's really none of my business. But thank you, Chuck Diamond, channel member and longtime supporter. Thank you for the holy shit $50 super chat. That is very much appreciated, Chuck. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you have a good one, and I hope you enjoy your time away from YouTube. Or maybe he just meant 2 weeks off of Johnny. I can't stand this channel anymore. I'm gonna leave for 2 weeks. Either way, Chuck Diamond, thank you so much. It's very much appreciated. Anthony says, I went to the AMC in Mississauga. You drove a 1995 Oldsmobile. You had an awesome childhood and young years. Yeah, Anthony, you remember I had a 1995 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. I must have mentioned that in a prior video, unless you know me somehow. And I'm not cluing in. And I did go to either the Silver City, I think it was up on Dundas, or the AMC 24 down there. Crystal says the Big Slice on St. Clair West sucks. They are totally different places, I believe. Chris Mill says the Big Slice was there since 82 when you arrived in Toronto. Is there still 99-cent pizza in Toronto? No, I don't believe there is. I have had 99-cent pizza right outside the Chrysler building, and it wasn't very good. I don't think dollar pizza is very good in New York, but what it is $1, so by virtue of that, it's awesome. Tony says, buy Johnny a Christmas meal. Arsenal, that might be neat. What is this coming in here? Aw, isn't Ken nice? He said, my premiere will end right on time for my stream to start. Thank you, Ken, if you're watching. I just saw that message now. Yeah, I don't know. It would be cool to get together with Ken and Action Kid again. But we did do like a whole bunch of like collab videos together, right? Where the three of us are just jib-jabbering through the videos. Patrick says it's sad that it's hard to find good, cheap food. Yes, it is sad. There are some like Juicy Dumpling. You can do that. Burger King King deals. I don't think that qualifies as good. But yeah, food costs are just out of control. And unfortunately, dining out is like you might have noticed my Instagram. I used to post pictures of me like eating out in restaurants a lot. And I have really cut back on doing that just because it's nuts. Like I want to go out and order an entree and have a beer or two. Just for me, I'm paying like $60 at like a mid-level restaurant. It's nuts. What if I want to treat somebody? I'm now out like over $100. Like I can't do that. I can't even do that every week. Like it's insane. I remember like I used to be able to go to like a Vietnamese restaurant and have a bowl of beef noodle soup and a Diet Coke, and it would be like $12 all in, including a tip. Where are those days? They're fortunately or unfortunately long gone. Visa security people rang you up to say someone was fraudulently ordering from Skip the Dishes on your card. Oh, that sucks. I'm just reading some of your messages here. They should, Fernando. I remember that. This is where I usually go for the Santa Claus parade. Good spot. IKEA's coleslaw and fish and chips is so good. Yeah, IKEA reasonably priced, especially if you like their hot dogs are like just over $1, I believe. Is Sprout on St. Clair still cheap? I don't know. Maybe someone can weigh in on that. But yeah, like I just don't go out to like nicer restaurants that much anymore. I went to like the Maison Selby like a few weeks back. That was the last time I went anywhere pretty nice. Mark Lang says, "Hi Johnny, need those Bangkok meal prices." I miss Terminal 21 so much. My last hotel was right across the street and they have Pier 21. You could literally get 3 or 4 entrees and a drink, like a fresh fruit smoothie for like $5 from that place. Like, oh, and it would be good. Man, yeah, I do miss Bangkok. I mean, Bangkok is Western priced in a lot of ways. If you go to like if you want a craft beer, you're paying the same as you are here. But if you want to be cheap, you can definitely do it cheap. It's something I miss. Noni says, "Do I buy groceries?" No, I make a mean smoothie, but that's about it. Honest Ed's used to sell hot dogs for 25 cents on the 3rd floor. I don't remember that. Back in the 90s, used to sell yourself for $5 a pop behind the pizza. Okay. Thank you, Vivian. I thought that was a different kind of message there. One night in Bangkok makes the world your oyster or something like that. It's a fun city. I'll give it that. Costco still has those $1.50 hot dogs. There we go. $1.50 hot dogs at Costco. And the smell of Honest Ed's always made you nauseous. I always wondered who was buying like those suits. They would have like suit coats for like $19.99. They would sell toasters for like $10. I'd be like, who's buying this stuff? Have you ever passed out on the sidewalk? No. Weird question. Marcia can eat for $5 a day in Thailand. Yeah, you can. Mark Lang says, with Terminal 21, need an iced smoothie for those red hot pork dishes. And you can get a smoothie there as well. They are actually subsidizing that food in Terminal 21 because I think it used to be like a food market. And when they built the mall, they agreed to reinstate the street food market in the mall. That's why you basically get street food prices in like a very comfortable brand new shopping mall. It's a pretty one of a kind experience. And once you start going there, it starts to become a go-to. Like, I'm just going to go to Terminal 21 all the time. Krista says, what's Terminal 21? I actually started one of my videos off in the Terminal 21 food court. Don't get me talking about Thailand. It's going to make me like buy a ticket and go back there in February. Is this College Street in the video? That Franz is your favorite. Yes, we are heading east on the south side of College. Now that the foggy camera issues have cleared up. Christo says Costco fries are gross. I wouldn't know. I was never a Costco person, although I do appreciate that they pay their employees properly. Mark seems like quite the expert on Thailand. I'm sure we'll both be there at the same point at some point in the future. Where in the world would you like to visit that you haven't been before, says Noni. That's the thing. I'm pretty selfish. I've pretty much been to all the places I really want to go. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Maybe like Laos or Myanmar, like some of those other countries in Southeast Asia that I know people who went and they don't stop raving about them. I don't know. That makes me kind of jealous. I wish I checked those out instead of going back to Thailand and Cambodia and Vietnam 1,000 times. Someone says, how about Hanoi or Rangoon? I've been to both of those places. Pretty awesome. Did you like Thailand or South Korea more? I can't compare. I lived in Korea. Once you live in a place, you can't look at it from a traveling perspective. Plans on traveling to London? I would like to go, but it's not too high on the priority list. I'd never really been to Europe properly. So I gave myself one chance to go to Europe this summer, and I chose Amsterdam. Do you ever get anyone saying anything to you about filming them? You're a new viewer. Not lately, but it used to happen. I just kind of shrug it off. Like, whatever. If someone asked me politely, like I don't want to be in your video, I'll blur them out if they ask me nicely. But if they're a dick about it, you're in public in Canada. There's no reasonable explanation or expectation of privacy in public in Canada, which is why you're allowed to record and take pictures. Once Upon a City, $5. Safe travels, Johnny. Take it easy. Thank you, Once Upon a City, for your support and the $5. Cheers to you. Safe travels. I'm not off anywhere. I wish I was off somewhere. Are you off anywhere? Arsenal says if I haven't been to Maui, you'd recommend it. It's expensive but worth it. That is the main thing that turns me off of most places. It's expensive. I'm a cheapskate at heart. Novelka says it's mostly
Safe
Ken who
travels,
gets.
Johnny, take it easy.
It's mostly Ken who gets the dinkuses. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but he definitely seems to get more than his fair share. I don't know. I tend to be very discreet, and these days I wear my headphones, and I never make eye contact with anyone ever. I just kind of keep on marching. Like sometimes I go back and I look at my videos, and there's people giving me like cut eye as I walk by, or just like staring. But I don't care. You just got to get in your own little world and just ignore everyone. And if someone confronts me, be prepared to react accordingly, which usually means tell them to F off and move on. I don't know, unless they look a little crazy, in which case, cross the street and get away from them. Novell says his camera setup is bigger. Yeah, Action Kid, he went from using the same camera I use to a phone on a gimbal, which you're definitely going to be more noticed with. Because they don't know you're a famous Toronto YouTuber. Famous D-list celebrity. Just got to watch out for those Corollas who want to run you over, though. Yeah, the cars are the bigger thing. When do you make eye contact with anyone except for when you're driving? Sometimes it happens, right? Sometimes it happens, but when I'm recording, I never make eye contact, which is weird because sometimes people like see me and they know who I am and they want to say hi, but I don't know that. And they've sent me messages like, "Hey, I saw you, but you were just kind of marching down the street and I didn't want to interrupt you," right? Whereas if you're making eye contact, you're kind of inviting that hello a little bit. Do you look ahead or do you watch the viewfinder? Is it hard to know? Oh, I almost never look at the viewfinder. I'm always just looking around. Always just head on a swivel. Lacey says I'm on the A-list. Thank you. Did you hear they're going to make Bloor Young Station bigger, which means construction and delays? Yeah, I hope. I'm all for making Bloor Young bigger as long as we don't have shuttle buses. No shuttle buses. Let's keep the trains moving and then go to town. They're going to add a split platform to line 2. Really, line 1 is fine. Line 1 at Bloor Young Station is huge. The platforms, it's line 2 that could really use the expansion. Crystal says, do you think I'll hit 100K subs by the end of next year? I think so. I think that's a realistic target. Certainly not anytime soon. Maybe we'll have a big New Year's. Maybe. I don't know. And I am out of videos. That is it. I recorded all those videos this morning for this stream, and now we are fresh out. Chatty Cathy says, do you mind people coming up to you? No, I don't mind at all. As long as people are friendly, I have no problems with that. Everett C, member for 10 months. Evening, Johnny. Thank you, Everett C, for your channel membership for 10 months. And good evening to you as we are in the later stages of the stream. I'm all out of new content. Maybe we could just do some comments for a little bit until the beer ends. And then when the beer is gone, poof, I will be gone. I got to do laundry. That's what I got to do tonight. I got to do laundry. Then I'm going to maybe have a gummy snack and watch some Impractical Jokers or Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know. Probably those are going to be the activities. So let's see, what comments do I have? Hey Johnny, nice video. Thank you. So these are just comments on some of my videos. The condition of the bike lane was bad on this ride. No other random objects. A mess. It was Action BJ. Did you see the post of you on Sixbuzz G-Spot? When they stole my video and re-uploaded it? Yes, I saw that. That umbrella has seen better days. Why not a gummy before laundry? It won't be so boring. get so lazy when I'm on edibles. I don't want to do anything. Any more cooking videos? I hope so, Chris. Maybe I'll break out the chef's hat. Maybe I'll. There's an idea. Bit of a bummer, John. You may already know this, but Betty's last day is a week tomorrow. Yeah, I heard. I talked about this actually earlier in the stream. Have you watched Apple's Andor? No, I'm not a big Star Wars fan or a big Apple fan. You're welcome, Arsenal17. Thank you, Action VJ. Thank you, Harjot. Free giveaways, Johnny Strides. What? Free giveaways? Dave, I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know what you're talking about. This person said, thanks. Good job in weather like this. Stay safe. Love. Heart. Bye. Okay, I'll take it. Thank you, Madhu. Bless you, Johnny. Worry about you. This type of weather. Keep warm and thank you. This is last night's live stream when I was out in like a bit of a snowstorm. Okay, heart. Party. $4 for now. Today, TQQQ for all. Good night, Bonnie. Have a good night. I don't know what this message means. What dryer sheets do you use? I think Bounce. Hey, Johnny, which subway station is your favorite? Wellesley is certainly due for a facelift. I agree on Wellesley. I think my fave would be Davisville. I love the outdoor-indoor vibe. Similar to Rosedale, but better, LOL. All right, I responded to that one. Thanks, Johnny, for this adventure. You are a brave man fighting the elements. So brave. Hope you stayed well and healthy. Thank you again. Thank you, Bridget. I don't know if brave is the right word. Cool to read the comments that many of us around the world are watching these Toronto walks. Johnny, don't you want to do some indoor walks? I'll do some mall walks soon. Exclamation mark. Probably. Happy Friday. Thank you, CPAND. Jeanette, $5. Thanks for braving this weather. We appreciate your dedication. Hope your Popeye's dinner was a good one. I went to Suvlike. Whenever someone sends a super thanks, I like to pin the comment just as an extra way of saying thank you. So I'm going to pin it. That's going to stick the comment up top. Thanks, Jeanette! Exclamation mark. Any upcoming UFC or boxing matches you're looking forward to? I'll get back to that in a second. Everett C., have a nice evening. Thank you, Everett C. $20. Holy shit. Thank you, Everett, for your support and your channel membership. It is much appreciated. Thank you, Everett. Arsenal. No more UFC this year. New Year's Eve, Bellator versus Ryzen. Ryzen is a Japanese old school MMA organization, kind of like Pride. They allow soccer kicks. They do it in a ring.
Have a nice evening.
So a number of like top Bellator fighters are fighting top Ryzen fighters on New Year's Eve. So that would be it this year for what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully Francis Ngannou and Deontay Wilder mix it up next year. That would be pretty awesome. But thank you again, Everett C. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to Yorkdale pretty soon. It's been a while since I've done a Yorkdale one. Lobar says, we have started a Toronto fan club at work. You've come up in conversations. One of my coworkers lives in Toronto. Thank you. Thank you again, Jeanette. Kind of bummed we didn't get snowed in. Made provisions so I can stay home today. I'm kind of bummed about it too. Missed out. Dominic Dew. Yes, I agree. I missed out on some like snow content. Greetings from Mexico. Thank you, Laura. Johnny, I've been thinking about moving to Canada sometime in the future. So can you share some information about bringing my next German Shepherd with me in the future? Please answer, Johnny. Gar says pre-remodel Eaton Centre or pre-remodel Scarborough. Oh, I'm not a fan of Scarborough Town Centre in any form. So I would go Eaton Centre. Scarborough Town Centre loses for the same reason every suburban mall loses. A mall surrounded by seas and seas of parking is just never going to win. I don't care what the inside looks like. I have no idea Sorry about that. How am I supposed to tell someone how to import your dog? Like, I hope it works out for you. Maybe an immigration lawyer. There's probably resources online. There's probably people on Reddit who have done it and posted about their experiences, but some dude who walks around with a camera, I don't know, man. Johnny, please describe all the necessary paperwork, vaccinations, and medical records needed to import a dog. Yeah, I don't know. Michelle loves Yorkdale Mall. Yeah, I need to go back to Yorkdale Mall. I was prepping for a snowstorm to hit yesterday, but glad it was just a regular 7-Eleven Slurpee instead. Downtown was okay. GTA was slippery, muddy, slushy. That is very true. A lot of people were prepping. We were promised a snowstorm, and we didn't get a snowstorm. What was that Walking Man dude thing all about? I don't know. He's very mysterious. I hope it is a mild, less snow winter. Can't wait for warmer weather to bike. You can still bike when it's colder. Clayton Crawford. Oh, that's too long to read on stream, Clayton, but I assure you it is very clever and creative. He's talking about Clayton is a very creative writer. If you're ever subscribe to his newsletter, but if you're ever in the mood for some interesting stories, read his comments on my channels. He does a very clever job. You know, I've already read this one, Clayton, by the way. I read them on the subway sometimes. Mark S. likes the Eaton Center. Dylan Reynolds. Long time no see, Dylan. Muhammad says, nice. Where did Chum Radio go? I remember that too, but have no idea where they moved to. The car driver must be from Bangkok or Pattaya. Clayton, why are you sorry for writing a long creative response? Sheena Roberts says, thank you. You are welcome. Sheena, yeah, she says, I need to get a better umbrella. I do. Patrick says, Yorkdale is pretty cool, but the surrounding area is very suburban and car-centric. The stretch on Dufferin isn't that bad, but other than that, yeah, it's not that great in that area. Still can't get over Honest Ed's at Bloor and Bathurst is gone. No more getting things at bargain prices. Gone, but not forgotten. Oh, you left the same comment twice. Yorkdale is pretty cool, but the surrounding area is very... Oh, I already read that. Line 3 or Line 4 subway? I would take Line 4 with the provision that they extend it all the way to Scarborough Town Center, because it's literally half a subway. Michelle, stay safe, Johnny. Thank you for the video. Enjoy your night. Thank you, Michelle. I want videos in Ontario, sir. What? My videos are in Ontario, sir. My videos are in Ontario, sir. Did I respond to that correctly? Clayton, your newsletter is shutting down. Maybe you'll have to pivot and find a different creative outlet. I'm sure you'll figure that out. You're a smart guy. Lacey says, hey, everyone, it's Friday, December 16th. The time is 9:25 and the temperature is 2 degrees. I need to change that intro. That intro is a little too broken record. Sometimes I say, hey, folks, or hey, people, but it's a little too broken record. I'm going to have to change it. C-Pan says, Line 3 Scarborough RT is shutting down next year, so you're trying to make videos of the Line 3 trains. Yeah, I'm going to get out and do that. That's on the to-do list as well for me. I want to do each station, actually. And I'm thinking of doing that all in one video. I wish they would extend Line 4 to meet the other side of Line 1. They never should have built Line 4 if they were only going to build it as far as they did. That Shepherd East is a giant multi-lane strode. They easily could have put a dedicated bus lane in the middle or on the sides and had a busway, and it would have been so much cheaper, and with a dedicated right away, not much slower than the subway. Like, it's idiotic that they built like that little nub of a subway line. It drives me nuts. They should have built the Eglinton West line instead, but Mel Lastman, unfortunately, was the mayor at the time, and he could only really have one, and he had to beg Mike Harris to save part of the Shepherd line. It's really Mike Harris's fault. Has anything good ever come from that party? Nope. Marco P says, good for the rich Canada snowbirds. They're able to get away from that dump to Florida and other nice places. I'm going to skip that one. You must be one of the few ones around, if not the only one, doing live streams in this kind of weather. We love you, man. Stay around for us, the old and scared of this horrible weather. Thanks, Johnny. You are the best. Wow, what a nice message. If you saw Mr. Beast, would you act homeless? No. Dennis with a $10 super chat. Holy shit, Dennis. Oh, I think I already pinned Sheena's comment. That was on my... Or I already pinned Jeanette's comment. But thank you, Dennis. The Viva line in Newmarket took forever to finish. Dedicated bus lane. Yeah. Was that Metrolinx doing as well? You're not nice. Oh, wow. You said a bad word. Shame on you. What the hell? No. You're not nice. Yo, wow. You said a bad word. Shame on you. There's no shame. There's no such thing. I don't know. I can't think of anything witty or smart or clever to say to this person. What the hell? ... All right. This person, I don't know. Clearly they get triggered by swearing or they are trolling. Where there's... I am going to... There's one comment I want to go to here. SR Gotts with a comment. Sorry, guys. I'm just skipping. There's one comment. I'm going to do the rest of these comments off of stream. There's one comment I'm looking for. I hope it didn't get... Whoa, Dennis! $5. $5. Holy shit, Dennis. Wow. Dennis, thank you. Sheena with the $2. I need to... What happened to the comment? Okay, hopefully it didn't get deleted. Someone made a comment that I thought was going to be funny to reply to. And it is not here. Hopefully, I don't know. I hope a mod didn't delete it because they're not to be deleting comments. Vivian Johnson, CEO, can you look into what happened to this comment I was going to respond to? But anyways, it is 9:30. Any thoughts on the current gun ban? I think they're doing the wrong thing. Hunting legal gun owners aren't the problem. It's illegal handguns. They should be throwing the book at anyone caught with an illegal gun and putting them in jail for a very long time. Not going, I don't know. I think they're doing the wrong thing completely. But anyways, Action VJ says we don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to that comment. I saved that comment for tonight's stream. I was like, don't reply to it. Don't reply to it. Reply to that on stream. So I'm going to look to see what happened. Hopefully it didn't get deleted. And I'm going to reply to... Mark says, delete the stupid... No, I don't like deleting stupid comments. If it's offensive, I'll delete it because, you know, there shouldn't be anything hateful or offensive in the comments. But if it's stupid, let it be. If you say something stupid, the world deserves to see what stupid you are. Yeah, Novelcos, I was control Fing. You just couldn't see because Firefox does it on the bottom left. Any thoughts on the current Gundam? Thank you, Marcus. And thank you, everyone. Thank you to our mods for doing their good work. Thanks to our channel members. Thanks to our Patreon supporters. Thanks to everyone who sent support tonight. That is awesome. Chuck Diamond, holy shit, $50. I hope you enjoy your time away. And just thanks to everyone for hanging out. It was fun. I will do this again. I don't know if we're going to have another Friday night home stream this year, but I'll be back. I usually do these Sunday nights on my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. So if you want to see more of this kind of hanging out, head over to that channel. But I'm going to go do my laundry. Yeah, Vivian. So thank you. Have a good night, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Yada, yada, yada. Have a good night, and I will catch you all on the next one. Good night, Arthur Berry, Nathaniel, Michelle, Chris Mills, Vivian, Chris Back, Sunjib, the Tubium, and everyone else. I will premiere a video tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. EST as well. All right. To yoink or not to yoink? Yoink. All right, guys. Good night. Oh, I failed. I'm trying to press the end button on my touchscreen laptop, and I just failed. Let's get it right. Yoink.